rooting for tonight?
I'm rooting for everybody black.
The catchphrase, what that was all about, the revolution will not be televised, that was about the fact that the first change that takes place is in your mind. You have to change your mind before you change the way you live and the way you move.
In my opinion, we're kind of in one. So I got to be real careful what I say, because just because some of us is doing good doesn't mean all of us is doing good. And my alliance is always with the people. So I'm always have an alliance with the people. I'm always go with the people. So let me just explain it. Before the pandemic hit, let's just say it's because of it. It's because of the pandemic, right? Because before the pandemic hit, in my opinion, the economy was doing pretty good. Everything was pretty good. Everything was pretty normal. So the pandemic, in a sense, kind of forced a recession, and we're kind of in it right now, and we're kind of going towards that way, in my opinion. Okay, so back in 2008, America had this thing where they wanted everyone to live, say, the American dream. So basically, we're just giving everybody houses, just giving everybody loans, people that couldn't afford it. If you had bank statements, if you had a pay stub, you can get a house. That's great in theory, but that's not how it should be. So since 2008 recession, they say history creates itself, or repeats itself, I should say. But in 2008, I call it a created recession or created history, because it did not have to be that way. Yes, the economy we was in a recession because the economy was bad. People are losing their jobs, but I'm talking about specifically real estate market. In the real estate market, the lenders were just giving people loans where, like I said, you can just qualify easily. And it came to a point where people realized they couldn't afford these houses. They couldn't afford these mortgages. So what happens when you can't afford the mortgages? You can't pay them. So we can't pay the mortgages, the lenders got to take these properties back. Foreclosures happen, and things of that sort, and that creates what happened in 2008, a major market crash. So I think the difference this time and back in 2008, to answer your question, is that it's so many things that you have to be able, it's so many things, credentials that you got to have, it's so many, bylaws and things to get qualified, just get pre-approved for a loan now to buy a house. It's almost impossible to go back in that route. It's like almost impossible because lenders are taking everything. I mean, they want to know everything about you. So you can't just get the loans as easy as you got them before. So that's the difference between now and then. Yeah, history does repeat itself, but like I said in the other video, in my opinion, the real estate market, I'm talking about real estate specifically, I believe it was created history, meaning that when you're just giving people loans and they just have to have a pay stub to get pre-approved and have a job, and they can afford it on paper, but they can't afford it, then they're not going to be able to afford those mortgages, and we see what's going to happen. So history is supposed to repeat itself, but I don't know if created history can repeat itself, because created history is something that was physically created by individuals who, I don't want to say they weren't doing their job, because like I said, there's nothing wrong with America saying people want to live the American dream, but there's a responsibility in owning a house as well. There's a responsibility of being pre-approved. There's a responsibility of doing the things you need to do to own a house. It's not supposed to be easy. It's supposed to be something that you work for. You put all your ducks in the right order, whatever you want to call that. It's supposed to be that. It's a responsibility for it. So it's not supposed to be easy. So yeah, history is supposed to repeat itself, but not created history. So that's a tough question, because we're real estate experts, or whatever you want to call us, but anybody who knows what they're talking about will tell you they can't predict. We don't know. We can't predict. We can only predict, but we don't know 100% for sure. We're going off the history. Like we said, we're all going off history, going off the trend. So we don't know. But I'll tell you this, something will happen. I don't think it'll be anything like 2008 when it comes talking about real estate. I'm not talking about anything else. I don't think it'll be anything like 2008, but I do believe there will be a drop. But that's a good thing and a bad thing, and I'll explain. The market is so hot right now. It's so high right now that if it keeps going high, whatever goes up must come down. So we need it to even out or pan out a little bit, where the market basically makes itself, I should say. So I'm not saying it's going to be a super crash, but I do predict it's going to be probably a drop in the market. 100%, I do believe that. And the only way it could ever be anything like 2008 is something catastrophic would have to happen. So most people will say, well, a pandemic is catastrophic. This is true, but I was talking to one of my title guys, and these is his words, not mine. He was telling me that the reason why the real estate market is booming so much is because 60% of people who are struggling, who are being affected by the pandemic, are not even buying houses. So the people who are buying houses, it has nothing to do with the pandemic. That's why the market is doing what it's doing. But I don't see a crash. One, because, like I said, lenders can't just give loans anymore. You have to have certain guidelines to be pre-approved. The second thing is, like I said, something catastrophic. I don't know, something horrible would have to happen for it to happen. And knock on wood, I don't want it to happen because I'm loving the real estate market, but something crazy would have to happen for it to be a super crash. But I'm speaking of real estate market. I can't speak on nothing else but what I know and what I'm in. So for the real estate market, I don't see it being a major crash, but I do see it dropping. So yeah, that's pretty much what I say about that topic. Happy 2021. I know we had a tough 2020, but this year hopefully it's better for everyone. I'm praying for everyone to have a great year, one of the best years of their life. As far as what I talked about, if you have any questions or concerns, hit me in the comment section or even in my DMs, and we can talk about it. Even if you disagree with me, I'm good with the conversation, as long as it's a conversation, a respectful conversation. Don't come on my page disrespectful. But as long as it's a conversation, then let's have a conversation. And then, yeah, I got more stuff coming. I hope you like the new format. So I got new things coming. Just look forward to educating my opinions and what I predict. Like I said, we're all experts, but none of us know exactly what's going to happen. We can only tell you what we predict. So, like I said, I look forward to keep educating and doing what I'm doing. Other than that, thanks for watching. Peace to the people.